I know that it's been a while now, and that people still, you're probably tired of talking about it already. But I mean, looking back on it, do you ever look back and say, "Man, I shouldn't have done that"? Or
I feel like I shouldn't have done it because in hindsight it made me I think it made people think that I thought like who I was, like being egotistical. I just thought it was a joke, you know, and for the amount of money that they paid me, it was a joke. But still, it wasn't the money. I actually sat down with the band and with management and said, should I do this? And they're like, well, yeah, I mean, it's a controversial, so to speak, controversy. Like, what's controversial? Who cares?
there's something else that over the years was somewhat of a controversy, and I remember the day that it happened. I think it was a couple of years ago. Went to the Typo Negative website, and there was a tombstone up there, and but you know what? I didn't think it was a tombstone up there, and it just had like, from and to, what was it, 2005 that happened, I think.
Yeah, well, okay, this is what happens when you print things out of context, so to speak. Josh had come up with the idea of having four tombstones, with the band dying on, I believe it was May 13th of, was it '05 or '06? And unfortunately, what he did was he only put mine online. And that this is a pretty interesting fact, and that is a couple of years ago, I got myself into some trouble with the law by, well, somebody accidentally ran into my fist 50 times. And I had some legal problems, and as it turned out, my judge, or the judge, was a Typo Negative fan. And he used to go online to keep track of me, pretty much. And he actually saw this thing and sent the cops to my house to find out if I was dead or not.
Wow.
Yeah. So I have a very strange and interesting life, I have to tell you. Like, waking up, and there's cops at the door. And they were going to kick the door in if I didn't get up, because they had heard that I was dead. And the judge wanted to know if like, what had happened, because he saw this. And then he called me into court, and he asked me if I felt it was funny. He was like, so this became all my fault because it's something that Josh did. And it just made me look really stupid that I was unaware that he had only put my tombstone up there. So
Why did he do that?
Because Josh is Josh. It's just, when you take something out of context, it can look a completely different way. And that's exactly what happened. And I guess he was trying to pull the, Paul McCartney thing. Not that I can compare with like Paul at all, but maybe he was trying to do something like that. But I don't mind people making jokes or pranks and stuff, if only I suffer the consequences. But when cops are coming to my house and I have like neighbors like opening up the shades at 5 o'clock in the morning and saying, "Oh, he's being locked up again," that's more than just consequences. That's that's kind of like going over the line a little bit. So we had a little talk about that, and things have been resolved.
Well, I was very happy to find out that it wasn't true, because I was a little nervous.
Yeah, I mean,
Freaked people out, I think.
Yeah,
because you were like, no one had really
people
seen
parties, it's about time, I think, well, I'm really not suicidal, even though people think that I am. I mean, I have attempted it in the past, which makes me both a failure at both life and death. But I pretty much live to irritate the people that dislike me. It gives me great pleasure.
You know what? I gotta say, go for it with that. I'm with you on that.
No, I'm just as a Catholic, everyone, Muslim, Jew, Buddhist, pagan, whatever, we all contemplate the meaning of life, and I'm pretty much waiting for the punchline.
The new record, by the way, called "Dead Again" from Typo Negative. It's coming out March 13th.
Yes.
If you want any information, Typo Negative, you can go to typonegative.net. And do you do the MySpace? Are you into the MySpace?
No.
No. There is a Typo Negative MySpace, though. Is it banned, condoned? I mean, you don't know anything about the MySpace.
I have issues with the internet, how it's become just like this huge rumor mill, and people can remain anonymous and say really shitty things about people and start rumors. So I have not once looked at the Typo Negative website, or have not once looked at the Carnivore MySpace or Carnivore website or whatever. I don't.
Do you do email?
My computer is used for business only. That's all.
Do you email for business?
When it comes to like internal band business, but I don't check up on the whole rumor mill thing, because I mean I've heard great things about myself that I haven't done, and horrible things about myself that I haven't done, and I don't like to have to answer for rumors, and I just think that there is much more room and a greater capacity for knowledge through computers than just trying to badmouth somebody. I just think it's really sad.
I'm sure that must be very frustrating too. When you go on, you're like, "That's not true," and you can't do anything about it because it's up there, and it's.
It is, and then people think that because you have some like minor celebrity status, that this is what you get, this is what you deserve, but ethically, I just think that it's wrong. Whether or not someone is more popular than you are, why should they become a target? And it's always guilty until proven innocent. And with most video interviews or TV, I usually ask for the questions up front because I don't have a good poker face, and sometimes I'm asked like really off the wall things that kind of make me angry or upset me or disgust me. Unfortunately, well, that has not happened yet during the course of this interview, but I don't like rumors. I never thought that I would have to sacrifice so much privacy for popularity. Yeah, I'm actually a really private person, but I'm also a masochist, so this is great punishment.
I'm really excited to see Typo Negative live tonight, and really appreciate you sitting down with me. As I said, I'm a huge fan of Typo Negative for a really long time.
And you used to work for SOU back in New Jersey?
I worked for WSOU in New Jersey, a college radio station, and one of the biggest metal radio stations, and pretty popular back in its day, and still.
And since Typo Negative's naissance back in '89, '90, SOU has always been and still is a huge supporter of Typo Negative. So I'll just take a second out to thank SOU, and I believe Jackie interviewed me.
Yes, about 100 years ago. And WSOU is actually where I discovered Typo Negative. I mean, I grew up listening to that radio station.
It's all their fault, pretty much.
It is all their fault. I have them to thank, is how I look at it.
Blame the church.
Full Metal Jackie for Hollywood Music TV and Indie 1031. You can check out hollywoodmusic.tv, indie1031.com, and for Typo Negative news, go to typonegative.net. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you very much, Jackie. See ya.